Hey everyone, welcome to another video, and as per the thumbnail, the Caterham does have to go, but all is not what it seems. There is a happy ending, so make sure to stay tuned to the end to find out what that is. But for now, this is probably the last drive I've got with this car. So with that, let's get to it. So unfortunately, this is the proper last drive I have with this car. But for those of you that are new to the channel or have not seen any of my videos before, let me just take you back to the beginning and give you a bit of background information. I bought this car in June 2025, so I've had it just over a year now. And when I bought it, I bought it from Turn 7. It was a standard 125 road sport, so as the name suggests, 125 horsepower, and the car is a 2011 car, so it was just over 14 years old when I purchased it. And yeah, despite the age, still had relatively low mileage, about 14,000 miles, and cost me about £19,000. But at the time when I bought it, I really didn't know what I wanted in a car. Also, I wasn't sure if I would use it that much, and so it was a bit of a gamble, you know, spending £19,000 on a car that, although I knew I would like, I didn't know how much I would like, you know, or how much I'd really, you know, get to use it, because as you can see, it's quite an impractical car. But since buying it, I've used the car way more than I thought I would, and you know, loved driving it as much as possible in the winter, the summer, in any condition apart from rain really. And over the last 12 months that I've had the car, you could almost say that I've outgrown it. And since my time owning it over the last 12 to 13 months, I've sort of made a few changes along the way to make the car my own. I've done lots of stuff from sort of wrapping the nose, bodywork, carbon fibre, wing protectors, cycle wings at the front. Spent quite a bit of money on the engine, putting throttle bodies in and hot cams. That took power up from 125 horsepower to just under 156, and obviously an increase in torque. What else have I done? Yeah, put the roll cage in, tilt seats, and yeah, I mean, a Caterham's a sort of car that, you know, so easy to work on and make your own, and you know, you can customise to your taste very easily. So yeah, over the last 12 months, it has been quite an enjoyable journey, and yeah, I feel like the car is exactly how I want it. Let's give it a quick revs. And it sounds great as well, and I would say one of the best mods that I have done for the car, and probably one of the cheapest as well, because there was net nil cost basically, was swapping the leather seats that came with the car and putting these tillets in. Not only do you save 8 kilos weight, which obviously all helps, but because you sit lower, they hug you on the sides, minimal padding on the seats, you know, there's a direct connection with the car. And so when you're sort of on track or go around corners quite fast, yeah, because the seats are quite tight around your hips and your chest, they just hold you into place really well. And also, I think, you know, just the vibe that this car gives with the roll cage, and you know, it being a track car, the tillets go quite well with that. And with the modifications, they can be, you know, a net zero cost like my seats, or you know, sky's the limit basically. And the most expensive modification I did was the engine work. That was undertaken by Northampton Motorsports, and yeah, where they put the throttle body, individual throttle bodies in and hot cams, and they rolling road tuned all. That cost around £5,000. And at the time when I was doing the work, you know, my vision for the car was, you know, it's going to be a long-term ownership prospect, but unfortunately things change. So obviously not the most financially savvy decision I've made, but I got that work done in October, November last year. So I've had a decent run with the car, with the power mods in, and it has been totally transformative to the car. So in that respect, I don't regret it. Well, maybe a little bit, but you know, you only live once. this car been like to live with and own in my ownership? And yeah, overall I think it's been a very good car. I mean, you buy a car like this knowing it is a bit compromised. There's minimal storage space, it's noisy, and in the summer the heat can be quite unbearable. But aside from all that, I have loved owning and driving this car. I've sort of taken this car out at every opportunity. In the depths of winter, when it's been sort of minus degrees, in the rain as well, and yeah, in any sort of climate, it's such fun to drive. The sort of the rawness of the driving experience. The steering is so direct, and you feel everything from the through the wheels is transmitted to your hands. You can feel exactly what's going on. The exhaust is right down here to my right, so you hear the pops and cracks really loud, and the roar and the burble from the exhaust as well. And the handling of this car, it weighs 525 kilos, this car, so it brakes like nothing else, and it handles amazingly. So in terms of driving experience and joy, I can't think of another car for the money that will give you such a big return. In terms of maintenance, this car over the year that I've had it has been quite light. It's obviously been serviced, oil change, oil filter. I changed the spark plugs. I also changed the lambda filter. But a lot of that stuff you can do yourself, and it hasn't really needed for anything else. I've driven 5,000 miles in my ownership, which I think for Caterham could be seen as the higher side of things. As I said, that was 600 miles round Wales, and I've also done a couple of track days with it as well, and those have been lots of fun. And I think if you have a car like this, it has to be taken on track at least once, because on the road you don't get anywhere near its sort of limits without being sort of in the territory of potentially losing your license. But on the track, in an unrestricted environment, you can exploit the speed and the handling more. And yeah, I've done Caterham and Caterham. They were both great days out, and yeah, plan on hopefully doing many more track days. But obviously, as you can see, it is a compromised car, and as I said earlier, in summer it can get quite unbearable. Anything above 25 degrees, for an extended drive, your legs will cook in the footwell, because you're getting your heat from the engine from the front, the exhaust from the side, and the transmission from the other side. So heat from all angles, and yeah, anything more than sort of half an hour, it does feel quite bad. And as much as I like the sound, the noise that this car makes over a longer distance, it can be sort of quite damaging for your ears. So you have to sort of be conscious of that, and I wear ear protection, in-ear earplugs, because I do value my hearing. And also for longer drives, if you're sort of touring, I took this car to Wales for a weekend. It was the Caterham Fish and Chip run, and I did around 600 miles in 2 days. And yeah, it has got a boot, but you have to be economical with what you take with you. So why does this car have to go? And because obviously I've just banging on about how much I've loved it over the last 12 months. Well, ultimately, as much as I have enjoyed this car, and as quick as it is, I've always had a sort of a hunger, or a want for more power. Off the line up to 34 miles an hour, this car is quite quick and is fun to drive. But when you're really pushing on and at the higher speeds, and I did notice it on track, you sort of do miss that power. So yeah, I suppose the grand reveal is that the car is going to make way for another car, and that is of course a Caterham, and it is a R400 Superlight. So the deal has been done. This car is going to 7 and Classics on Monday, and yeah, I'll be picking up my new car on the following Friday. So yeah, looking forward to that. And the spec of that car I'm really happy with. It's a light orange, so obviously continuing the orange theme. Yeah, so light orange, it has lots of carbon, throttle bodies as well, like this one, and nitro suspension, so it should handle really well. So So yeah, end of an era. I will be sad to see this one go, but onwards and upwards to hopefully newer and better things. So just to wrap up this video, thanks for watching, and hope you found that summary of my year's ownership with this car interesting and insightful. And yeah, catch you on the next one with my R400. See you next time.